Welcome to another gorgeous day on planet Earth and another day of Dose of Did You Know, where intriguing, inspiring, unique individuals come to talk about love and life and how it brought them to where they are today. And I am your host, Danny Rocco, and with me is Matt. Don't let his age fool you. This kid is pretty damn amazing. How are you today, Matt?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. So we met at I think it was the first time in September at an Irreverent Warriors fundraiser, and then we just met recently for Valentine's Day at the Hearts for Warriors with your band. So before we get chatting and we go on about who exactly is Matt, tell the world, who is Matt?
Well, I first started getting with my career when I was 4 years old, and I asked my grandma for a drum. That was the first thing I ever came out of my mouth for words. And I really wanted a drum set, and I got a first little marching snare when I was about 4 years old, and I've been playing since. I recently started playing with a more professional band, and now I'm with my band that I started about 4 years ago. I've been playing around town, doing studio gigs, and mostly doing gigs with my band. We started with our gig downtown in Mellow Mushroom at the bar there. So that was kind of like my first downtown gig. It was really fun. We were at the window and everyone coming in for the summer. And it was really amazing. And I really got my start with forming my own band back in about 4 years ago. We've been together for now. And there's been a lot of change coming and going, having a lot of different members. And it's been a really fun ride, but now we've kind of stuck with our 4 members recently with our record deal. And it's been really fun. We've been putting out some music and trying to get it out there and writing a lot of music lately. And it's been really fun.
Oh, my gosh. Well, my partner, do you remember the guy I was with doing all the interviews, Travis?
Yeah.
He's out there watching. So we got to say a big shout out to my ride or died, Mr. Travis from Oscar Mike Radio. He's listening to you. So I have to tell you, I go around, I see all kinds of people and bands and this and that. And so you were really talked up, and they're young. And I'm like, oh no, they're really young when you guys came on. I was like,
yeah.
Is this going to be I'm going to just clap and say, oorah, but inside I'm like, ooh, you need to practice a little bit more. No, I remember when you guys got on stage, just as soon as you got there, the presence that you had, and then you started playing, I'm like, holy crap, this is a lot better than most mature adult bands that I've seen. How long has that taken you? Was it just automatically that you guys all synced up and you just had that rhythm going, or did it take time for you guys to get into the mesh of how you guys work together?
Well, I started the band around 4 years ago, and we had about 6 to 7 members, I think it was. And we kind of just started playing off, small church gigs, everything just around town, trying to get any gig we can. Yeah. And we kind of practiced about every week for 2 hours. And as the years went on, we got different singers, different guitar players. But now we've recently stuck with our bass player, who was actually the who stayed the longest in the band so far. And I think he's been here for about 2 years now. And so he's the longest, but our most recent one is Derek, our guitar player, and he's Shredder. He's just a killer, man. And it's amazing. This is a great band, and we've been playing with this band for about a year now. And we kind of just click with each other because we've played with a bunch of different bands and a bunch of different players. So we kind of get used to playing with different people and how they play and their style.
It's crazy because, I'm looking at you, and how old are you now?
I'm 15.
15, right? But how you're speaking and how bands come and go and work together, there's no difference if you were 15 or if you were 30. But right. I find did you throw a 15-year-old or 14 or 13-year-old fit when someone quit, or were you just always this mature?
I always just tried to find a better player, try to get the band better.
So it's something outside of you. It's not about you. It's we have this band. So it didn't work, whether it's school or who knows what it is at that. In any age, right?
Right.
It just doesn't work out. And I love that attitude. It's not about you. It's about the band, something bigger than you, and have playing from your heart. And I want to know what it's like in the life of Matt. Like, you must go to school, you must have to practice. I mean, I was an athlete, and I know athletics or, you know, an art musician, it takes time, a lot of time. You just don't wake up. You're obviously gifted, very talented.
Yeah,
you have to mold that craft and develop that craft. So tell me, what does a day look like for Matt, or a week look like for Matt?
Well, I recently started online school to be able to have more time at home and practicing and doing more studio recording. And usually I'll start off the day doing school and get ready and finish school. I'll finish school around 3 p.m. like usual. And mostly I'll go into my studio and just kind of just sit there and just think, what do I want to do today? I can either better myself in music theory, do guitar, play drums, or even work on my audio engineering, because there's a lot I do nowadays trying to just get out there, you know? And so usually I'll start with drums, you know, trying to get my warm-ups in and everything in. And that's really where I kind of like focus my craft more into, take more focus into it, and actually take time to learn everything I'm doing. And usually I'll record myself and look back on it and try to figure out what I'm doing and what I'm doing wrong if I can't figure out what I'm doing. And usually I'll just do that and maybe jam out to a couple, like, you know, Spotify songs, just like, you know, get a pump going and just having fun, you know. And that's really basically what I do. And I do that, and then usually have the band over for practice on Sundays and Thursdays. And then we're actually be recording here in May, so it's going to be fun to have that going.
Oh, so are you going to go into another studio to like?
Yes, we're going to go to Omni Studios downtown, so it'll be really fun.
Oh, that is super, super cool. I love how you're just like, it's your passion, but you also understand that you have to evolve along the way with it. Do you still take lessons, or is it just yourself practice?
Yeah, I still take lessons. I take guitar, vocal, and audio engineering. So that's kind of like a big part of my day now, because audio engineering is really helping me figure out what I can do to sound better.
Yeah, if you understand how the technical side of it, you can maneuver, right?
Right.
All around that. Interesting. Where do you see yourself? Like, do you have projections of goals? Do you want to go to school and then continue this through school? Or are you just free-spirited? You don't know what's going to happen? Do you have a plan?
I'm hoping in about 2 to 3 years, I'm fully touring and traveling the world, because that's one of my biggest dreams, you know, be able to travel for free and get paid, you know?
Yeah, that's my dream. You stole my dream, Matt. Very cool. Very cool. So what do you have what is it like, actually, before I ask what you have coming up, what is it like from the first time you walked on stage to now walking on stage? Because there's a big difference, you know, emotional growth there. So what was that first time like?
So one thing I do think everyone does get mixed up is, you know, when you do something for a while, it kind of gets easier and it's just kind of second nature, which when it comes to playing the actual instrument, it is. But I still get butterflies to this day when I walk up to any stage. It's just natural. But the first time I walked up on stage, it was kind of just like, it was like, this is happening. Like, this is going to be amazing. And now it's just like, I still get butterflies. I still get this same feeling. I'm just like, this is happening, man. This is going to be fun. I'm just going to have a great time and, you know, play this nice 2 hours and have a nice gig, you know, just have fun rocking out.
What is it like being your age and, you know, playing in bars? I mean, that's what you do. You play in different venues like that. Was it weird at first, or did it just not even, you didn't even notice?
Our first time we played at Mellow Mushroom downtown, and I know because we used to play in the mornings because everything was closed towards the afternoon night because of 21 and over.
Yeah.
And we would draw a huge crowd usually because of our age. My mom told me that every time someone walked by, they would always hear the music walk in and they'd see that we're so young and their faces just lit up. It was just so funny. And it was just, it was really fun. You know, it was just like having people behind you, around you, just everyone screaming, just having fun. I remember I broke my stick on my drum solo, and I kept playing with just one hand. A couple of musicians came behind me and picked up one of the sticks nearby on my drum set and gave it to me. It was pretty fun.
That is pretty cool. It is, because you're a little deceiving. I can totally see that. Like I've been, in Nashville downtown, everything's open and you hear the music, and if you like it, you kind of go in. So you do have this, I don't know if matured sound is the right word, but it seems like you would go in and look at grown ass men. And they're not yet.
Right.
So I can see people being like, what am I hearing? Is this for real? So what do you have? I mean, I know I was like that when I saw you, and I knew you were coming on. So I can imagine if you don't have the visual, you just have the hearing part of it. Do you have any big, besides going into the studio, which is really cool because that means you're going to have an album, right? Is that what that means? I have no idea what it means.
We're going to be recording about a 6-song album.
Before I ask what you're doing, because I keep stopping that question because I have more questions for you.
Right.
Do you guys write your music? Does someone else write it?
We 100% write our music, and the only time we would help is we would use the songwriter help, just, get us going where we need, because writer block. So we usually have a lot, but it kind of starts out as a jam and we just add lyrics.
Is that how it works with you guys? Music first, and then is it called music and then?
Right, yeah. We usually start off with, just playing and jamming out, and then we add lyrics later.
Is that normal? Because I feel like when I hear when it's just a lot of female singers, they'll write it. Well, maybe that's because what I've been.
Yeah, usually.
They'll write it and then they'll put music with somebody else behind it. But you guys did it the other way.
I think it's just the band aspect, and all of us are just coming from either a blues or funk background. So it's just kind of that just natural state where we just usually jam. So I think that's where we got it from.
How much are you like your parents with maybe your musical talent or taste?
My dad played piano, but I don't really think anyone's going to ask him to play great concerto. So.
Oh, poor dad.
Yeah. But he really supports me, and I really appreciate it. And it's just he's bought so much stuff for me, and I really appreciate it because it's really helped further my music career. And now that I have a drum sponsorship with Canopus, it's really helped my dad's wallet too.
You put in the hard work. It's all coming back, right? It's so it wasn't like you came from this massive musical family that in the womb you were hearing, all of this going on. This is God's little gift, not little, but his big gift to Matt.
Thank you. Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah.
That's really, really cool to have this as your unique gift, your unique piece in this world. And then you have your family behind you supporting it. Do they go to every gig?
Every gig, yeah. My mom does not miss a gig.
That's what moms do. They show up whether you like it or not.
Right.
Here we are. You're like, oh, that's my mom. In there. So what do you have coming up? Anything exciting? Any secrets?
Well, one gig I do have, 2 gigs actually I'm really excited about coming up is one at Mulefest in I think Columbia.
Okay.
There's one coming down there, so that'll be fun. It's a big stage with Trace Adkins we're going to be playing after, so that'll be pretty intimidating, but I think it'll be pretty fun. That
is really cool. Chris Turney's going to be at that one too.
Oh, wow.
Do you remember him? He played.
Yeah.
He played at after you for her. Yeah. So he'll be
a
big one. Trace Atkins. Are you? I mean, how do you feel about that? I'd be peeing my pants, basically.
I think to me, actually, I don't know about the other guys in the band, but to me, it kind of motivates me more to be better.
Yeah.
Because it's big professional players, so it's it kind of motivates me to play better and perform better and just have fun.
Yeah, you got to show up. You don't want to just falling flat on your face, unprepared for that one. And I think that's what it's May 28th, 27th.
I think it's the 27th, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have a Las Vegas gig that we've been talking about with the deal, so that'll be pretty fun.
I know about that one, and I'm like, I got to get out there for that one because
Supposed to be some pretty big acts there, so hopefully
yeah,
it'll be fun.
yeah, that I will be there front row supporting you guys. One of those acts has my favorite song out there, so just to be able
Thank
to
you.
like experience you involved with that, like my
Right.
7, what is that like? What do they say? Like you're 7 steps away. Everyone's always 7 steps away from Kevin Bacon. I'm like 7 steps away from that. Like all these
Right.
all these awesome connections.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Well, do you feel, I got to ask this question because I owned a gymnastics school with my brother for 24 years, and we had extremely talented athletes that competed all over the world, international champions, even junior Olympic champions. And a lot of people didn't understand that this was their drive, the child's drive. They wanted this because it's a rarity to want to give up like going to public school or not hanging out with what people see as normal friends and doing normal kid things. But to them, that they didn't want to do that. They wanted to really to train and to compete and to travel. So do you ever get people feeling like adults are pressuring you into this, or do you get any slack or people not understanding your drive and your passion, because it's like a small percentage of youth that have that in them?
Yeah, when I was younger, I got it a lot more than I did now, because my parents, they would just always be talking with their friends, and their friends kind of thought it was weird because, like, your kid is doing drums and tap dancing and all this stuff, and it's like, he's not going to do it like it in about a year or so. So I stuck with it, though, for 10 years, so I think I proved them wrong. But I don't really get it anymore. It's kind of just like it's a normal thing now,
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Did it ever make you like question, or did your parents ever question if they were supporting you in the right way? Because us parents can doubt ourselves.
Right.
You know that. But in secret, there's a lot of doubt. There's no book that came with you.
Right.
I always say to my kids, just add that to like your therapy bill at the end. I don't know. I'm doing the best I can.
Right. Yeah, I think my parents are supporting me pretty well. I don't think there's any doubts because I kind of tell my parents everything. So, if I need something, I'll let them know.
Good communication.
Right.
There you go. That's the secret there that I heard, is that you trust them and you communicate with them. If there's a problem, they're going to know it, kind of thing. Oh, well, I'm excited. I'm glad you got to come on here. I'm glad I could share.
Thank you for having me.
So much of an insight of such a young, talented man. And I think I said this before when we were live with Travis out there in Colombia, is that a lot of grown-ups can learn from you, learn from your dedication, right? Learn from not throwing fits when you don't get your way. Look at the broader mission, the picture, stay focused on that, not on yourself, and be a leader. Like you're leading a whole revolution of artists. That's what I think. Yeah. Definitely a bonus. Definitely a bonus. But before I let you go, no age gets out of this question, no matter how old you are. So you have to answer with the first thing that comes to your mind. And you don't even have to explain it to me. It's just like, plop it out there. That is your truth right there. But in this moment right now, Matt, what does love mean to you?
It means loyalty to your family and friends.
Very good. You said it just like that. You know it and you live by it. Thank you for coming on and sharing with the world a little bit of what makes you tick and got you to where you are. And to everybody else out there, remember, as always, love hard, love pure, and love proactive. Until next time, bye-bye.